Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today is the 20th of February, year 2023. The time is a little over midnight. Your host is none other than David or Dave. I'm basically experimenting a little bit with my channel to see how far I can push it and go into different topics. So going outside the usual prescribed modus operandi of doing only tech-based videos, because doing one thing, even though it is of great interest to you and is one of your hobbies, from the viewpoint of growing your tech subscriber base.
You serious?
Yeah, I know it sounds really economic. It can get really boring if you're only doing content that is done in the same way. You're covering a supposedly wider, but it's still pretty much the same field. So it's good that you try other things. And I definitely wanted to cover this topic really a long time ago, ever since basically I discovered the interesting connection, or I had my doubts about the validity of a specific content creator in terms of what he represents, as he is, I think, among other content creators, considered the prime of the men guarding their own wallets movement.
What?
I cannot exactly say the full name of that acronym because of, censorship, so we have to improvise somehow. But, it's fine. I do have a vivid imagination, so I have no problem using different metaphors to describe the same idea. So, as you can see, I am recording the screen on my laptop, Asus K53E, by the way. I'll not be showing you some sort of a commercially available product or gadget or something that I made, how to fix it, modify it, or do sort of a disassembly or teardown guide of something that is purely mechanical, purely electrical, or mix of the two. Nothing of that will be used in this video. But of course, the approach of when dealing with these sort of items or products will be very much present and fully utilized in this video. So using logics, deductive thinking, and also connecting different fields. That I will definitely be using. I have been following anonymously and then as well as through my YouTube channel, you could say officially, the once fringe minority idea turned philosophy, outgrowing the boundaries of their often becoming a full-blown social movement of the men guarding their own wallets for about 10 years or so. I started around 2012, so I witnessed the rise of many content creators and also their downfall. I know quite a lot of interesting secrets, which I'll probably decide to encapsulate and make videos on them in the future. One of those content creators who managed to successfully as such survive the YouTube apocalypse in 2017, I think, was also Sandman. So I watched his videos from the very first, and I would like to say to his very last, but when I came across his Mouse Utopia Experiment video, I sort of definitely honestly lost interest for basically what I noticed at the 3 minutes and 32 seconds mark. I have pointed out this observation or peculiar discrepancy in the comment section in a post that I made. Oh, it's been 5 years already. Well, let's see what dear old Sandman said at this timestamp reference or video mark, because I made a transcript. It's only a couple of sentences. Two things or two parameters in his speech definitely stood out, and one of those is that he apparently, or is it just coincidentally, likes to use the same vocabulary for his fellow men as our benefactors or elected leaders and their supervisors. If you don't know, we are useless eaters, by the way. And now you feel very much enriched by this very well-known fact. And of course, the second most obvious notion was the 400 to 500 million mark. Because in that video, from this timestamp reference forward till the end, he didn't provide his own studies or research or cited other people's numbers why this would exactly be an ideal planetary population. I think he very neatly and conveniently used John B. Calhoun's behavioral sink to side with the globalist agenda for the population. And of course, if you don't know what this reference represents, well, we all know what these monuments are now, don't we? I think they were blown up recently or destroyed, but I think that in esoteric means or terms represents that they will be going into effect. So the 2020s will be the decade of their enactment. How much their plans will be foiled, we will see. It is possible that he remade this video and added proper citations or quotes, references to back up his claims. I doubt that sincerely, but if that video exists, I'll link it in the comment section below so we can all have a look at it, myself included. In the comment section of 288 comments as of today, I think there were only 2 people who saw through the 500 million reference for what it was or is. So one of those was this guy 7 years ago, and the other was Michael W. Again, 7 years back, but nobody else, which is a shame. But again, it's not I would say, such a tragic occurrence, because for the most part, many of the men guarding their own wallets community, sadly, they come from broken homes, raised by single mothers, and as a consequence, now that is a theory on my side, they have a overdeveloped emotional side of the brain and not enough the critical side, which means they can be very easy prey to other manipulative men who have their own personal financial agendas to exploit one's misery for their own benefit. And that's also, again, the problem with this community. There are so many people that basically they shouldn't be given the right to carry the label of that particular acronym, but yet they are still allowed to fly under the radar of that brand. And of course, the consequence of that is that many later on turn out to be frauds, but that again deserves a completely separate video altogether. Another less known fact, or one of those interesting or strange coincidences, is that Mr. Calhoun, John B., actually had very wealthy backers for at least his preliminary rat study, as it was funded by this foundation or this wealthy American family. They had their meddlings in a lot of scandals or affairs throughout not only US history, but history of humanity as well. And one of those interesting or intriguing regulations that are also very much not talked about in the manosphere is also Mr. Aaron Russo's disclosure about his friendship with one of the members of that particular family. What were the true goals of this movement? This is basically an excerpt from the interview he did with Mr. Jones, if I'm not mistaken. There's also another copy of this video as well here, and don't worry, both of these videos will be listed in the description part of the video as well. They're also saved on my playlist on my YouTube channel. I don't know whether they're under the category of conspiracy theories, politics, or history. I think they're probably under the social justice playlist as well. And don't forget to download all of these videos before, or basically when they disappear. It's not a question of if, just when. I use basically this website to download YouTube videos. So let's Y2Mate. I think it's very reliable. It has some pop-ups that happen, but very good. I also use a software program that helps me in automation when I want to, for example, archive a YouTube channel, but I don't remember the name of that software at the moment. Maybe I'll add it in the subtitles when I'll be doing the post-processing for this video. Anyways, Sandman also made a number of videos in his series A God Amongst Men Guarding Their Own Wallet, and amongst the names that ended on this list, which all were men, as it should be, as that is what the M stands for. I found it really strange that 2 women also made it on that list. Those 2 are, the first is Esther Vilar, for which probably many know her by her book, The Manipulated Man.
No one cares.
Which is very well highly regarded in the red pill as well as the black pill community. But she also wrote a couple of other books. All of those you can actually get online. If you do some basic research, you can get them in PDF, MOBI format, and probably EPUB as well. And the other lady, distinguished one, is Ayn Rand. She is known for her book Atlas Shrugged. You can also get that one in PDF format. Maybe if I'll be in a good mood when I'll be doing the post-processing or basically editing when this video will be uploaded, maybe I'll be a good boy and I'll deliver all the links in the description part so you can read if you are interested. Anyways, I did some research on both of these double X chromosome subjects and I found an interesting connection. So let's first start with Esther Vilar. What does that bring up if we do some research? Well, we know this bold text very much stands out. It looks us in the eyes or face and engulfs us with dread, or maybe not. It's all about proper research or Googling, and you find very much. No surprises. Okay, we had enough. So, Ayn Rand. Also, same lineage, same connection, or same coincidence. Of course, in Matthew 7 chapter, verse 15 to 20, we are given the ruler through which we can judge individuals, because people may speak some things, but when they act in exact opposite of what they are speaking or preaching about. And that is the ruler through which we discern the so-called wheats from the tares, if I want to be a bit more poetical, yet in line with the good old book. And of course, Daniel 12 chapter verse 4 is very much in place as well when we are researching this phenomena. Even under this video in the comment section, I pointed out this another strange coincidence, but unlike the Mouse Utopia Experiment video, I actually got a few replies from one particular user and we were writing back and forth, but considering where I was intellectually and otherwise 4 years ago, I actually hold no grudge that I wasn't much more, I could say, persuasive in trying to present my case. I realized when I did some retrospective that every 7 years in my life I take sort of a leap mentally and I change direction of my life. But then again, 2019 and 2020 was very much a life changer for many people. Also, such planetarily speaking, we know what transpired in the last 2 years now, don't we? Perhaps a bit unrelated for this video, but still, in my opinion, important to point out is also that another person who is very much regarded as a god in the red pill or black pill community, definitely the PUA, that is pickup artist, is Tom Leykis, and even this gentleman has that kind of lineage or background. So if we open this link, we can see the highlighted revelation. Again, very interesting. Okay. To wrap up the video, so what are your thoughts on what you have seen and heard? Do you concur or you disagree? Let me know your thoughts, ideas, propositions, all down below in the comment section, which is open, and you're invited to a civil discussion. This has been David or Dave. Today has been the 20th of February, year 2023. Don't forget to like the video, share it, you can as well. And if you're a new viewer, well, please subscribe. If you're an existing subscriber, thanks for staying with me so long. Bye bye.